Alrighty, yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. DDG94, back with another reaction video. Today we're going to react to the greatness of old kid shows. So without further ado, let's get right into this. Bitch, play.
Every day when you're walking down the street, everybody that you meet.
Babies. Who doesn't love them? Oh, not me, but that's only because I'm grown now.
Damn.
Yeah, the only time when I liked babies was during the time when I was inside one. Wait. That's not what I meant. That sounds crazy. What I meant was when I was a literal baby myself. Like, we've all been inside babies before. Wait, hold on. That's not what I meant. When you're a baby, you don't gotta worry about nothing. Someone's already feeding you, bathing you, strolling you around on the street, cleaning the doodle out your pants. You never have any responsibilities for yourself. Being a baby is the new 80. It's awesome. And since we were babies, when we weren't sleeping or swallowing the nearest lethal object, we were playing with toys or watching the preschool shows our parents put on the TV. You know, they changed it to the children's channels, PBS, TBS, CBS, putting on the shows for us toddlers. Well, my parents didn't really do that. I would just watch whatever my siblings were watching, which was Cartoon Network and Disney Channel 99% of the time, and whatever my dad was watching. And he was not watching the most baby-friendly stuff. Like, literally, both me and my dad would fall asleep watching Friday the 13th or something on Showtime. Then at 4 a.m., I'd wake up to Showtime playing straight up corn on the channel. Not even a scene, like, it's just a straight up corn movie. And I just stared at it. My balls were still in my stomach, so I ain't feel nothing. But when watching it, I felt like a industry baby, if you catch my drift. In short, I ain't watched that many kid shows. But when I did, I was watching what every other baby was watching. While babies nowadays are looking at their Coco Melon, we Gen Ziggers was watching classics. Classics in the making. The children's programming from back in the day of our babyhoods were some of the greatest. Educating us kids on valuable lessons, like go brush your teeth, or don't be an ass. And I wanted to use the Wayback Machine and reminisce on the very simple times of watching baby shows, talk on how some of them were great, and how some of them were the back door to my nightmares. But I'm gonna save that for the end. I'm gonna start this off with a channel that we're all familiar with, Disney Junior. Now, I'm not gonna show that much footage because
Hell no. If you was watching Disney Junior, I don't think I belong here. I go back to the 90s, bro, for real. I go back to the 90s. Wasn't no Disney Junior back then. It was ABC one Saturday morning at Disney Channel, and Disney Channel wasn't playing shit. But straight to TV movies. If you was watching Disney Junior, I don't think I belong here. Yeah, by the time Disney Junior came out, nigga, I was in high school, about to graduate. The fuck?
Disney sucks. But I remember when this channel became a thing. Like, I was like around 8 years old enough to realize the meaning of my existence, but not old enough to have common sense, so I still needed this educational channels. But honestly, thinking about it right now, I don't think I ever watched a show to be educated before. I for real watched a lot of kids' education.
Now, Roly-Poly-Oly, you got me right there. Roly-Poly-Oly was my shit. He's Roly-Poly-Oly. He's small and round. And it's not like a frozen boy. He's the smallest kid around. Howdy, hooray! And it's not like a frozen boy. He's the smallest kid around. Most definitely, Roly-Poly-Oly was my shit.
Shows back then, and I don't think I've learned a single thing from any of them. They were teaching us stuff that we already learned at school. Why the hell I need to repeat it at me? That's why back then I barely watched kids shows that would ask you a question and wait 20 years for you to answer. It ruins my immersion of the show. I get less and less attached to the show when they hit me with fourth wall breaks. You ain't supposed to know I'm here. Like, who are you talking to? And after waiting 80 years of them just staring at you, waiting for you to answer, they just assume your answer anyway. So why'd you ask me in the first place? Wasted my time. I had goals as a kid. I had stuff to do. And this show is just wasting my time.
Damn, son.
Anyway, I forgot Disney Junior. There were a few shows I used to always watch. I remember watching Big Bear and the Big Blue House sometimes. Honestly, this show kind of scared me as a kid because the moon. It reminded
Yeah, the
me of
moon.
that
The moon was
molested
definitely
emoji.
a scare.
And that's the most I remember from the show. And I sadly wasn't a Wiggles guy either. But
Nope,
heard
I
a
hated
bunch of
Wiggles
songs from
too.
them. And not gonna lie,
I hated
they're
Wiggles
pretty
too.
great. I've heard a bunch of songs from them. And after hearing them, I can tell you that this is one of the greatest bands of this generation. Of any generation. Every song from them makes you hype and go crazy. They're basically the Beatles if they were good. There was also Special Agent Oso. And really the only reason I attempted to watch this show was because Mr. Mosby was playing the wolf on the show, fulfilling the fantasies I had about him. So, but none of those shows were the main shows. The big three of my Disney Junior experience was Handy Manny, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, and Little Einsteins. Not Doc Mr.
Yeah, I don't belong here. This is me well into high school at this point. I think this is when I graduated high school. Nigga, you I don't think I belong here.
Stuffins. She ain't no real doctor. She can't get me my BBL or Sophia the First. That show's for Atlanta niggas. We all know the deal with Handy Manny. You know, Mexican dude with talking tos that can fix anything. From a
That sound like Bob the Builder. That sound like a ripoff of Bob the Builder. What the fuck? That sound like a ripoff of Bob the Builder, don't it? Just sound like a ripoff of Bob the Builder. What the fuck is this?
a boat to a chair to your accident, you name it, we fix it. The characters were fun too. You know, there was this guy who was a complete loser. He had no hairline. He lived with his cat. He was always the butt of the joke. Never had any bitches. Easily the most relatable character on the show. I also remember them adding this new character. It was a flashlight. He only spoke Minion. I don't remember what language he spoke. But they was adorable. Every time they were on screen, they was just like cute like a minion. Then the main man, Manny himself, just being a helpful, handsome guy. He had a girlfriend, at least I think that was his girlfriend. He always had everybody on his back. He was such a Chad. He was such a handsome man. He's just a dandy guy. I like him. Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, an automatic classic for the opening and ending songs alone. You know that song's M-I-C-K-E-Y, M-O-U-S-C. Oh man, makes my balls hot. Especially that hot dog, hot diggity dog. Look at Goofy go. Do I need to say more? The only thing I remember this show messing up on was when they gave Toodles a face and a personality. Now he can talk and he can like communicate with us. I don't want this, man. He don't need to speak, bro. It's weird. Like look at him. He look creepy. Like if he could speak the whole time, then why didn't he say anything before? He's plotting something, I know it. And then there was Little Einsteins. I just loved it because I'm a bit of a musician myself, you know. I can play piano, trumpet, the recorder, the triforce of instruments. And since I'm a musical genius, of course this show would appeal to someone like me. And honestly, I don't remember what they did on this show. Like, they had a ship, they were talking instruments. Dang, I think that's all I remember. I just remember loving it as a kid. And that theme song, you know, that old meme. My name is Cleveland Brown. They just don't make them like that no more. But Disney Junior was a great entertainment and education source for children back then, especially me. But it wasn't my favorite. Moving on to a channel that I liked more as a kid, in terms of baby shows, Nick Jr. Nick Jr. I have a lot more memories of as a kid, even though they had some dookie butt shows like Dora and the more boring Diego. But everything else was pretty good. Wonder Pets was pretty lit, although that turtle can go chug a bottle of piss. I still hate turtles. The Backyardigans, everybody loved this show. And the animals, Tanisha, Pablo, Bart, Jesse, and James, I don't remember their names, but it was such a fun show, you know? The backyard was always transforming and getting new settings, like every single episode. I loved it. My favorite episodes were the jungle episode and the western episode. Max and Ruby. Now, I got mixed feelings on this. I used to watch this show a lot.
Like, I enjoyed the show as a kid, but I didn't really like Max all that much when I was young. I didn't really know any better back then. I just saw him making mud cakes and I was just like, that's gross, there's worms in it, bro. Why are you making that? It wasn't until I got older that I realized that Max was just having fun, man. He was just a young kid just having fun, playing with his toys, making cakes. He was just doing his thing. The real villain of this show, it was Roby. I'm not gonna get too in detail because then I'll just be stealing this guy's content. Shout out to him. But let me say this.
If I was in a room with a bow and arrow, with only 2 arrows, and there was me, Ruby, no, I don't even care who else else is there? I'm gonna shoot Ruby twice. Blue's Clues was pretty cool too. You know, I like the cat. I like the box characters. My man Steve was drawing like.
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's MVP! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. But some days I sit and wish I was a kid again. Back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. But some days I sit and wish I was a kid again.
Blue's Clues is the most goated Nick Jr. show of all time.
That's why he's MVP! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
It ain't even up for debate. I don't want to hear what none of y'all little niggas say, because a lot of you little niggas was not around when Steve was running shit. When Steve was running shit, drawing these cows and these chairs and all these other random objects and shit, y'all was not there. Y'all was here when Joe and that other nigga was there. And then when they tried to transition and make Blue a goddamn Sesame Street character, nah, y'all was around during them times. I was around during the golden times, man. Y'all didn't live through the times I lived through. You never had the Blue's Clues videotape. You never had the orange and the blue Blue's Clues videotapes. I had both, nigga. It's levels to this. It's levels to this, bro.
Picasso with just a crayon? The show was nuts until Steve left to buy some cigarettes. What does the new Steve look like again?
Who the fuck is this?
Peppa Pig. I didn't really watch it because it was British and
I was more of a Olivia kind of guy.
but I'll admit it, the Peppa Pig album is pretty fire. Like, unironically, it's better than Honestly Trash. And I ain't gonna forget the GOAT. Yo, Gabba Gabba! I didn't really watch it.
Yeah, I definitely don't belong here. Moving along. R.I.P. Biz Markie, but moving along.
South Park, where Fufa became a thought. That's the most I ever got from it. And my personal favorite Nick Jr. show was Little Bill. Now, ignoring the controversies, this show taught me so many things. Like how to talk.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Little Bill was that show. You can't tell me shit. Little Bill! Wow. Little Bill. Little Bill. Little Bill. Little Bill. Hello, friend. This is my shit, man. I'm mad Nickelodeon won't re-release this because of all the controversy. I don't give a fuck, bro. This is a classic show, bro. They need to put this on streaming sites, bro, for real. Little Bill. Hey,
Talk to girls. How to ask a girl out. And the secret to getting any girl. And thanks to this show, I can say these tips changed my life for the better. Because of these tips, every time I move into a new home, I have to introduce myself to my female neighbors. And under state law, I basically have to tell them how good I am with the ladies. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I'm the Riz God, all because of Little Bill. Alright, moving on from that, I want to talk about my actual favorite shows from back when I was a kindergartner. And back then, I was a huge fan of Thomas the Tank Engine.
My nigga! That's what I'm talking about! My nigga! This my nigga right here, man! This my nigga! Nigga! This my nigga right here, man. This my nigga right here, man. For real, dog. For real, dog. You be on some gay shit, my nigga, but you cool peoples, though. You cool peoples. You be on that gay shit.
Oh, nigga, you gay. Why are you gay?
You be on that gay shit, bro. But this right here, my nigga. This right here, my nigga. This right here, my nigga. This shit right here, my nigga.
To this day. To this day. To this day. That's why he's MVP. That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT.
Thomas the motherfucking Tank Engine, bro. I don't think I need to explain it to y'all. I don't think I need to explain it to y'all. I don't think I need to explain it to y'all. I don't think I need to explain it to y'all. I don't think I need to explain it to y'all. I don't think I need to explain it to y'all. I don't think I need to explain it to y'all, nigga. I don't think I need to explain it to y'all, my nigga. This is the Thomas I grew up with. This is the Thomas I ordered from Blockbuster. Every time we went to Blockbuster, this was the Thomas I got. Not that PBS Thomas. Not the PBS Thomas. Not the... I don't know where Thomas is now. I don't know if it's still on PBS or not. But, nigga, I grew up with this Thomas right here. Thomas the Tank Engine. And Friends. Not Thomas and Friends, but Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends. This is the Thomas I grew up with. We talking Ringo Starr, George Carlington, and Alec Baldwin. Them was my three narrators. That fourth nigga from the PBS show, he can go to hell. Any other announcer after him can go to hell. I don't fuck with no other narrators besides them three. Alec Baldwin, George Carlton, and Ringo Starr. Them the only three I fuck with. Y'all just don't know, bro. My nigga, man. I don't care.
Of this show so much. It's just something about him. I was addicted to this show. Like
facts. I was addicted too, bro.
Had so many train sets and toys.
Facts.
I even wore Thomas the Tank Engine undies.
Facts.
I'm wearing this man on my balls. You cannot tell me I'm a fake fan. You can't tell me gay either. He's a train. Let him run a train on me. I do love Thomas the Tank Engine. I consider it a very big part of my babyhood. I think the reason I like this show so much was because it was a very chill show. Nothing would happen in your face. The conflicts would always be in the island of Sodor, or what the train's doing the task that Sir Top and Hat would tell them to do. And then a small hiccup happens, and then they solve it, learning a lesson maybe in the process. Simple. It was a very simple, chill show, and I like trains. The interactions were always very sweet, and when they weren't, you know when shit was going down. But they would always make amends at the end. This was a show just trying to tell a simple story each episode. It's not like those other baby shows that would constantly break the fourth wall and just start singing out of nowhere or asking you, do you know what 5 + 5 is? My favorite color green. Like, bro, go lick my nut and gargle it, bro. I hate shows like that. Sometimes us kids just want to be entertained like the grown-ups. We don't want to get constantly talked down to in shows. We already get enough of that in real life. Why would we want that in our entertainment? And Thomas did have learning segments where they would ask us kids questions, but it would be in between episodes. Not the actual episode would have it. It would never get in the way of the actual plot of the episode. This is why I kind of liked Arthur as a kid too. Because it ain't interrupt you in the middle of the episode with random questions. We was just enjoying ourselves, learning not to swear, and definitely not wanting to learn how to knit.
No, I'm not a knitter.
Arthur was great. I still don't understand that racism episode though. I thought it was just animals in this universe, but black people exist too apparently and get unfair treatment from the police. But there was no other races that were mentioned, so is it the animals that are the ones being racist? Is it just black people and animals in this universe? What does an interracial baby look like? Okay, I'm gonna stop asking questions. Back to Thomas. I also love how the show only has a narrator. Narrating and doing every voice in the show. I loved it. It made the show feel more common and soothing. I even remember when Alec Baldwin was the narrator for season 5. He was great too. You just had to wear a bulletproof vest every time you watched the show. Not to mention the music. It's out of this world. It has no reason to being that great. And it wasn't just a few good ones here and there, you know, a few good bops. No. Every single one. I'm serious too. Every song sounds like it could be one of those classic Disney songs from back in the day. They just are so catchy and so good to sing along to. And accidents will happen. One of the greatest songs of all time. Top 100. Not even fibbing. Listen to it yourself. It's like in 1984 when the show was created. The music team for this show was like, yo, let's only drop classics for the next 20 years. Like we're Kanye West or something. And the whole team responded, who the hell is Kanye West? But they did it anyway. These guys deserve all the Grammys. And that iconic intro. Nobody has forgotten that. This is genuinely one of the greatest kid shows of all time. The amount of nostalgia and pure bliss and joy I get from this show. Oh man, it cannot be matched. This show is amazing. It is fantastic. Or should I say, was. Because as soon as they went CGI, it was downhill. And only downhill. I was appalled when they switched the style. This happened back in 2009 when I was 6 turning 7. And even back then I hated it. I was all like, why are their mouths moving now? Why are the people moving? Why do they have their own voices? It changed so much. I avoided this new version every time I saw it on TV. I missed it when they were actual toys and it was in reality. This is just weird. It's unnatural seeing them like this. I always hated when kids show.
Facts. They ruined the show when they went animated. They should have never went animated. They should have stuck to the toy models. They should have always stuck to the toy models. Why did they have to ruin it? I'm dead ass right now, bro. Why they have to ruin it, bro? You could have stuck to the toy models, bro. But they CGI'd it and animated it and made it fucking worse, bro. They ruined my childhood when they did that shit, bro. I could never watch this show again. Fuck this show, bro. I hate when corporations buy shit that just was pure, bro. Thomas the Tank Engine was pure, bro. And corporations came and bought that shit.
Would switch their style just to look more modern. Just look at Bob the Builder. For years he was looking good, he was looking nice because he was in stop motion.
Facts.
Look at Bob go, woo! Okay, let's see what Bob the Builder looks like now.
Boots check, tool belt check, hard hat check. Bob the Builder.
What the hell?
Who the hell is that? That is definitely not Bob.
Boy, ain't no way, boy. 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 Hell no. Boy, ain't no fucking way, boy. Police! Police! What the hell? Oh my God! Delete! It's the biggest piece of dog shit that I have ever heard.
They just ruining the classics, bro.
Bob! That dude's name is Bertram. That is not Bob. That is not the same man that I knew from my childhood. This is not my Bob. They doing the same thing with Thomas. It's horrifying. And that ain't even the worst of it. You know the music? How I said it was one of the best songs of all time. You know, it should win all the BET Hip Hop Awards. It's so ass now. Oh my goodness. They changed the whole vibes of the songs, bro. It sounds so terrible, man. It used to be a choir of kids singing, and now it's just... Listen to this.
A special day with all your friends. Seems like
double down. That shit is a 2-pack of ass. The fuck are you talking about? That shit stinks.
Like it will never end.
They just ruined it. They just
Who
trash.
thought of this, bro? And the new intro is even worse, man. Listen.
Let's go, go, go on a beat.
What the fuck is this?
This is not Thomas sounding music. This shit sound like Paw Patrol, bro. I can't believe they massacred Tony like this, bro. This is not the reason why I wore you on my balls, man. This is not the show I used to love and
Facts.
enjoy. Stop trying to appease to these kids and appease to me, a grown-ass man. Appeal to me. They ruined it, man. They ruined it.
They ruined
They
it.
really turned Thomas the Tank Engine into that freaking bootleg rip-off Thomas the Tank Engine Chuggington. This is
Oh
honestly
my
one of the worst
God.
things ever happened in humanity. And since I'm over here whining about this children's show, let me talk about one final show real quick. A show that I only remember watching once in my childhood, but that one time alone left a scar that still remains to this day. I was in elementary school, staying up a little late one night, and on a TV, it was on Nick Jr., 24/7 baby content playing all the time. And at around midnight, this new show came on. It was called Oobi. This show was a hand puppet show, but unlike Sesame Street or any other hand puppet show, it was just hands.
This show gave me so. Alright, I'm gonna cut the bullshit. The show ain't even that scary. I don't even know why I found this show scary as a kid. It's just hand puppets. Maybe it's their creepy eyes. I don't know. But I'm not gonna try to hype it up to be like scary. I'm gonna sound like one of those like SpongeBob Theory channels or whatever. It's also because this show made me raise a lot of questions. Like,
How do they eat? How do they swallow their food? Where does it go? How do they use the bathroom? Do they have holes? How do they fight? How are their eyes attached to their hands? How do they put on rings? When they high-five each other, did they just kiss? Did they just have intercourse on screen? How do they even do it in this universe? And if they do it, do they wear gloves for protection? If so, how do they wear the gloves? Wouldn't that just cover their eyes? Where do their bodies end? There's actual people in this universe. What do they see below their hands? How do they drive cars in this universe? What is pushing the gas pedal? How does anything get done in this universe? I didn't like how many questions this show had me asking. That one time I watched this show was a life-changing and threatening experience for me as a child. And I hope no kid had to experience the nightmares I did because of this show.
Wild.
Alrighty, man. I cannot believe they did that to Thomas the Tank Engine. I am shocked and appalled at what they did to my beloved Thomas the Tank Engine. They went from toy models to CGI. And then they turned it into Paw Patrol. This is fucking egregious. I am upset. I am perplexed. I have been ran amok, led astray. I cannot believe what they have done to Thomas the Tank Engine. They have ruined my childhood. They have literally ruined my child. Ain't no hope for humanity, bro. Ain't no hope for humanity, bro. Fuck everybody, bro. They just ruined my fucking childhood, bro.